Welcome back to Red Star Raceway, where Team Bike Show is attempting its first 8-hour endurance race with the help of two equally ancient, useless riding mates. With our high-speed 2-jug fueling system working perfectly, I head out for my first 45-minute stint. Occasionally you do catch other riders, even on the relatively underpowered GSR750. And I'm chuffed when I get to take a lap back from the ladies' Ducati team. Miraculously, all 4 of us get through our opening sessions without any further drama, and the Pirellis are holding up nicely. The Suzuki is proving very easy to ride. The standard suspension is a bit soft, but it's coping, and the same can be said of the brakes. One of our closest competitors is running an evil-looking Kawasaki Z1000, and we have a few entertaining dices as the day wears on. I managed to slip past at the end of the main straight, and then proceed to hold off the bigger horsepower bike to the first hairpin, just about. But, as usual, it all gets to me and I get a little bit overexcited. Stuff it into the next hairpin just a bit too hot and, of course, nearly lose the front. Managed to save the crash and, of course, get repassed again. So I've got all the work to do all over again. Eventually, I managed to claw that ground back to the Z1000, slip in a little bit of a pass, before handing on to our tame racing vet. Back in the pits, Philippe is getting ready, and the BMW, which is leading, whizzes through another rider swap and tyre change. A further, rather ruder move by me, this time involving a bit too much curb, gets another lap back from that ladies' Ducati team, and by half distance we've clawed back a few places, so at least we're not last anymore. Back into the pits, and despite 1 or 2 of the fueling jugs breaking, we're managing to hold our own. The exhaust and foot pegs are scraping, but otherwise the little Suzuki is taking everything in its stride. Philippe normally races a perfectly set up and very expensive Ducati in the Battle of the Twins, and a bouncing GSR takes a little bit of getting used to. There's a wide range of abilities and bikes in races like these, but as long as you take consistent lines, the fast guys will find a safe way past. As the Ducati team swaps riders, Philippe keeps on banging out the laps. He's getting into some sort of groove. Ahead of him on track is Sandy, a lady who hopes to become the first South African woman to complete the Dakar race in 2016. Good luck to her on that one. At about the 5-hour mark, we decide we really need to change the rear tyre, just to be on the safe side. So in we come, and surprisingly, we seem to manage in a respectably quick time, with no bleeding knuckles, and we even remembered to fit the spacer this time. Peter is our 4th rider, and as soon as he's out, he's involved in a bit of dicing that keeps him pumping out some respectable times. Even when you happen to end up in the middle of someone else's fight, it provides you with a bit of entertainment and wakes you up enough to push harder for a few laps. Leading the race on a BMW S1000RR are some of South Africa's top racers, in the shape of Seller, Hildenace and Robertson. It's a combination that will win this race easily, and could probably make a good fist of a world endurance race as well. Going for our quickest pit stop yet, our last fuel jug gives up the ghost and we cover the bike with fuel. As usual, Harry seems completely unfazed and heads out for another stint with not a sign of panic. Which is handy because there's a good chance he could catch on fire. As marginally the youngest rider and considerably the fittest, he's getting more than his fair share of track time. It's hard to believe that his first race was only a couple of weeks ago, and barely 2 months earlier he could never even imagine getting his knee down. The beauty of this sort of racing is the amount of track time a new rider gets, so if you're a track day rider then you really ought to get some mates together and join in with this Suzuki sponsored series. Finally, the 8 hours is coming to an end. The BMW is the easy winner, but perhaps the biggest surprise of the day, certainly for us, is that we managed to finish at all. A few burnouts, quite a few beers, and a lot of laughter have been the order of the day. Harry's still laughing, that's a good sign. As the sun sets over Red Star Raceway, the seasoned campaigners of Team Bike Show make a very brief visit to the podium, just so everyone can see who the late starters were. I finally managed to flatten Harry's hair, but there's no flattening his enthusiasm. We'll definitely be back for some more of this.
Well, we look very happy and pleased with ourselves, don't we? But that's just the natural joy of finishing 8 very hard hours. I have to tell you, one of the most amazing days I've ever had on a motorcycle. And you, Harry?
Best day possibly of my life. OK, hopefully the family's not watching this, but no, it was astounding. It was such fun, and the feeling in the pits is just one of, camaraderie, people helping each other out. It was such fun.
There is a sense of achievement having done it, isn't there?
Massive.
8 hours stretches quite a long time when you're out there for 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So tell me what stood out particularly for you? Anything that was a surprise even?
The bike. Well, this bike, bog standard, off the showroom floor, didn't even touch the oil, the gearing, the brakes, the suspension. We did nothing to it, and yet it was one of the best parts of the day. I was so surprised by this bike. About
as surprised as I was by the tyres, which are Pirelli, Diablo, Corso, Rosso, well, they're road tyres, but they've got sticky race rubber at the edges, and they had plenty of grip for us, didn't they? And the amazing thing is they didn't ever wear out completely. We didn't change the front in 8 hours, and the rear we only sort of changed because we thought we had to. Which makes it even more affordable if you want to go and do that kind of thing. Absolutely. We'll have a look at these 2 wonderful motorbikes. You may have been wondering what these are about. Well, these are GSXR750s, and one of them is the prize for this year's 4-8 12-hour series. You get a fully sponsored ride for next year. And it's not just about big prizes, though. It's about going out and having fun, isn't it, Harry? Yeah, I mean, anybody, if you've got a bike sitting in your garage, you've got a spare Sunday or Saturday, get your mates together. It's like $2.5 grand to enter for a team of 4. 600 grand each. And just get on there and race. You have to do nothing to the bike, maybe a bit of lock wiring here and there, but that's it. You can just take what you got, get out there and have some fun, and it is the best day's fun you'll ever have. November the 22nd is the next one. It's the 12-hour. We'll be there. Come and join us. Racers, you'll probably beat us. That's all we've got time for. Back again next week.